everybody. It's good to see you again. I know we met earlier in the day, and I know it's been a really long day. I'm going to ask you to just tune in for a couple more minutes. Before we talk about, I call it metaspace, or the metaverse tied into space, I want to bring up a dear friend of mine, Queen Diambi of the Congo. We're going to have a quick little fireside chat to talk about making a social impact. My queen, come on up. All right. So I just spent about a little less than a week with Queen Diambi and a number of others there here in the room in a place called Cairo, Egypt. You know, it's interesting that you treat everybody the same with respect. And so for those of us out there that may not be CEOs or may not be famous or have lots of people following us, how can we make a difference? How can we change a heart, or can we?
I believe we can. Maybe not change the heart, but make people aware of how precious their heart is. We are so taken by activities and by all kinds of, preoccupations every day. We want to make a difference, most of us, in our personal life or in a global stage. But oftentimes we fail to realize that we are indeed a precious being. We are divine. And when I see people, the first thing I see is the miracle that is in front of me. So I don't really have to judge anyone, because everyone is that miracle. So what I do is that I go around the world and I get to meet more and more people, and all the people I meet make me more complete as well, because every single experience that I encounter is somebody that's reflecting to me my potential or the things that I could also become as I see people in the experience. So yes, for me, everyone is divine, everyone is a royalty, everyone deserves to bow to, because it's not easy to be human on the planet. It's quite a challenging environment for most of us.
It is, and and you and I talked about this yesterday, that you've decided to open an office here in Dubai. Why Dubai?
Well, I've been now coming to Dubai for 2 years now, back and forth, meeting a lot of people. And I found this place to almost become like a belly button of the world, because this diversity is really compacted here. You have people coming from all over the world. You have people working in so many different industries. And the climate that was, promoted is really a climate of inclusion. And so I think that when we have to solve problems, it's always best to bring diversity in the mix, because that diversity of perspective, make it so that we can really come up with creative solutions, sometimes that we would never ever imagine if we had stayed in our comfort zone. So this area, it's really Dubai is a place where they make it very comfortable for everybody to kind of like meet and work together, create like a space where our imagination has no limit, and we can actually have the means to see it happen and to carry it forward and make it manifest.
And as we come down now to the final minute, as someone who lived in foster care in an orphanage at a young age, there are some orphanages that you take care of.
Yes, indeed.
And so for those out there with resources, means, or looking for, to help support, tell us about the homes that you support.
Yes, I do have a foundation in New York. It's called the Elikia Hope Foundation. And it's a small organization, but the purpose of it is to really empower local organization on the ground where the problems are, and to have them bring local solutions to local problems. So my idea is not to create myself a huge organization, but indeed to connect people with great hearts who want to really help and contribute, make a difference, to have direct access to the people. So to cut kind of like the middleman in charity business, but to really directly have the people who are generous hearts to go directly to affect the people on the terrain. And I think the technology that we have today, and also the bridge that I can build, can help do that.
Thank you again for sharing your story, and always a pleasure to see you, Queen Diambi.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Dubai. Thank you.